We're live. Yes, thank you very much for having me, and thank our friends at Adobe as well for allowing me to come and speak to these wonderful group of students. So, as Nina said, I'm going to be talking to you about crafting a winning portfolio. So, what is your portfolio? Your portfolio is not just something where you can, just use to show off or, get all the clients. I mean, that's part of the reason, you can, but your portfolio is a is a display of your accomplishments through providing value to others. And that is something that you really have to remember, no matter, what field that you're in within design, is that your primary job is to provide value to others. It's also a record of your challenges and your growth. As you progress through your career and you work on different projects and you do different things, your portfolio will show your growth, how you met different challenges, and how you succeeded. It is also your creative story and the mark that you have left within your niche in the design world. So now you may be asking, why do I need a portfolio anyway? I got the skills from college. I'm going to have my degree to prove that I have the skills. Well, see, yes, that's true, but your education is only providing you the skills, and it takes more than just skills to work in this industry. It takes experience. Um, Another reason is that you need to tell people what you're passionate about. You don't want to end up working for a meat product company as like a graphic designer if you're a vegan, or you don't want people contacting you for, type design if you're somebody who only does like print. So you need to let people know what you're passionate about doing. The second thing, you need your portfolio to build your confidence. As you, again, as you work on different things, as you take on bigger challenges, you get to see, like, hey, these are the things that I have done. These are the accomplishments I've achieved. And that confidence is what you'll use to end up pushing the boundaries of your skills and really doing awesome work. And this last one is really important, is securing better opportunities. One of the things is that you may find a decent job, after, a couple of months or so of job searching, but eventually it may be time for you to move on. And so when you go to secure better opportunities for yourself, you need to be able to show people, hey, this is what I've done before, and this is why I can serve you just as well or even better. So just keep those things in mind while you're asking that question, why do I need a portfolio? So now we understand, why we need a portfolio. What should our portfolio contain? And your portfolio should contain one, your due and value statement. And really, that statement is to say, hey, this is, what I do, who I do it for, and, this is the value or the particular asset that I bring to the table. And that is important because people want to find somebody who meets their needs the best. Two, it should contain your proof of value slash experience. And that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I worked here, but more so like your work, your accomplishments, hey, I've done this for this person, I've done this for this person. It's a showcase of your abilities. And there are many ways that you can do that, you know, for students, especially, I think case studies are a great way. Sometimes you have something that you can link out to, and then that is something you can show. And there's just different ways to, show the value that you bring, your experience. But the most important thing is that you not only show that, it's not about the quantity necessarily, but it is about the quality. So that doesn't mean you need 1,000 things. If you can show, about three good examples of your work and, the value that you provide, that's good enough. And actually, I would say that is the minimum of portfolio items that you should have. Now, your portfolio, and this is for more so for people who have portfolio websites, are lead filters. Part of that is that due and value statement. You're telling people, hey, this is, what I do, who I do it for. You also have things like your FAQ section. There are certain questions that you can provide, answers to, and then people will know, oh, well, I have this question, and based on those answers that you provide, they can kind of be like, oh, well, this person may not be good for me, or hey, this person is great. I like these answers and things like that. So there's very um, good ways to filter out the leads that best suit you. And the last thing, since we're talking about it, is your personality. One thing is like people don't only hire you for, your skills and your experience. People want to work with somebody that they like, that they can sort of relate to sometimes. And I think that having your personality show, whether it's in your work or rather than the language you use, if you have like a portfolio website, things like that will help you kind of set yourself apart from other people that clients may be looking at. So allow me to show you some examples of people who do some of these or all of these things very well. The first example is Miss Grace Walker. She is a highly skilled web designer and developer. And you can obviously see that, just by looking at her website, she already tells you, like, hey, this is what I do. My websites are visually stunning. They're technically sound. Those, to some, body who's looking for a website, those things are really important. And she's letting people know, hey, I do these things. And as you can see, Grace has her work here right up front. She has a picture of herself. You know, Someone looks at her and they say, oh, this seems like, a really kind looking person. And so, she doesn't have case studies, but she does have links to live projects. So people can go and click through any of these examples and see, the quality of work that she has done. And more so of putting herself into these things, she's linking out to different things, like she's spoken at Webflow Conf, which is like a conference every year that's held for Webflow. And from her speaking, people can get an idea of like her real expertise, her personality. And so, there are, again, more examples. Again, you don't need this many, but hey, if you got this many examples that are quality like she does, that's fine. Again, she's linking out to, another interview. She's showing like some experiments. One thing too that people like to see is versatility. So, while you may be, a print designer, but if you, also, design applications, hey, put in, experiment section on your website or something like that, and just kind of show people that you have a diverse skill set, because you can never know when that other skill set can either, one, keep you in a secure job position, or two, open you up to a wider range of opportunities. Now, going back to when I spoke earlier about proof of value and experience, client testimonials, those are very important. It comes with the concept of social proof. People want to see that other people trust you, that other people have good opinions of your work and of your person. And so if you have, the chance, make sure you're collecting those testimonials as you're doing work for clients, or, have coworkers, speak about your work ethic, because when you're applying for jobs, references are a very big thing depending on where you apply. And so if hiring managers or whoever, is above that hiring process can see that, hey, people who have worked with you for a bit have good opinions of you and your work ethic, that just kind of moves you closer to that, you're being hired. So that's one thing, just to kind of keep in mind as well. And again, Grace has a little bit more about herself on the bottom here. And she kind of goes a bit more into like who she, works with. Again, let people know what you do and who you do it for. So this next person is another Adobe Ambassador, is one of my best friends, is Miss Shine Webster. Her brand Designed by Shine is a really good example of personality. From the language that she uses, the way that, she displays herself with photos, you can kind of already see her type of energy. Again, in speaking about content, she's like, hey, this is who I am in terms of my brand. And she talks about like, hey, her motivation, things like this. If you're good at this, and again, more so for people with portfolio websites, this will really help you connect with the people who would work well with you. And again, she's kind of telling like, hey, this is what I do. She talks a little bit about, her services. And another thing I want to highlight, if you are featured somewhere, you have awards, things like that, let people know because for some people, that just makes you all the more credible or all the more valuable because they see, like, hey, this person is, really at the top of their game. They're really making strides. So Shine, in showcasing her work, she does have case studies, and they aren't these massive, long-winded things, but she shows her work. She tells a little bit about the process and things like that, and that's what you need to do. Especially if you go the case study route, let people know like, hey, this is what I done. Here is the concepts that I come with. You know, process and the work and the results. All of those really come together to make a great case study. And again, for those of you who are students, especially, those of you who don't have any like real work experience, get those case studies done. I know they can be tedious, and they can be a little bit of work to put together, but in the long run, they will pay off for you. And this last one is one of my favorite creative directors in all the world, Mr. Jacelyn Tauntaun. He has just, an all around great portfolio. He now he doesn't have like, a standard line, neither did the other two examples, but he's like, hey, I'm not only a designer, I'm a storyteller. Again, putting that personality, that character into what he's presenting to people. Again, he has an excerpt where he talks a little bit about himself and, his experience doing some name dropping. And yeah, if you get like, those bigger clients, definitely feel free to, name drop, but do so um, appropriately. Don't, share any details that would be violating like any trade secrets or things like that. Now, going into his work, he does a really great job on his display. He's these nice, bold images that are quality, and he makes use of things like mock-ups to kind of show how what he's designed would be used in real life. And you can kind of see too, as we've gone through his website, he's got these nice animations, and it all goes to add to his presentation. So that is another thing that I want you to keep in mind is to really focus on that. Have a quality presentation. If you're doing these case studies, if you're presenting yourself, you really want to be able to show people that, you do this for real. So, where can I showcase my work? Well, you have a few options. One, since you all there at Ohio State get the Creative Cloud suite for free, take advantage of that. You also have access to Behance. And, if you're just getting started out, you can go to Behance and, upload your work. You can still put together case studies. And the reason I like Behance is that you can do more than just, like upload images and text, excuse me. You can upload videos, and people really like to see, um, videos and animations and things because it's more interactive, it's more entertaining, and people retain that in their memory better than if they just see like an image or some text. So Behance is a very great platform for you guys to, upload your work and kind of showcase what you do. Another reason why Behance is good because it's not only designers that are on here, it is people who are hiring. So somebody can be going through and searching for a specific type of work, and they can come across, something you've done, and, they reach out to you if, they feel like you can bring them some value. So definitely don't sleep on using Behance. Another platform which is kind of gated for the moment is Dribble. And for some reason, we're having a bit of a connection issue. Sorry about that. There we go. So Dribble is another platform. Like I said, it is gated. So you need an invite from somebody to say, hey, this person is good enough to be on a platform because Dribble is focused on really high quality work. So as you can see, you can post like animated images, you can post videos and things like that. You can do case studies well, but it's just not as good as Behance would be. But if you get on Dribble, it's sort of like another leg up for you because again, it's just not designers on here. It is people who are looking for designers. And the people that you would normally hear from as far as clients on Dribble, um, they are usually trying to hire somebody and they know they're going to be spending, a bit of money for those of you who are going like the freelance route, or even some of you who are looking for jobs. So just to keep that in mind if you end up getting on Dribble. So this last one, of course, we all know is Instagram. Everybody is on social media. Social media is really big, and on Instagram you can kind of upload little short animated things, or you can just post quick shots of your work, and people can find you through social media because often they will be kind of looking, through something on their phone, or they may actually be, browsing on their computer for something, and they see, oh, this person does graphic design, this person does web design. Let me reach out to them. And so Instagram can be really good for getting a lot of eyes on your work and kind of, getting you some clients. So then, what if I want something a little more professional? Again, since those of you at Ohio State have the Creative Cloud Suite for free, you can take advantage of Adobe Portfolio, which is one of the services offered with your subscription. And this is basically a platform that you can use to stand up your own website. So you get like, a variety of templates that you can use and customize. You can add pages to give more information about yourself. And then the best part about this is that you don't have to manually just re-upload your work from Behance, because Adobe Portfolio will actually pull those in automatically for you. And then there you have, your work showcase, and, you don't have to go through that strenuous process of re-uploading things. So another platform for those of you who want to do something a little more custom and you don't have a like technical skill level, but you do know how to kind of design websites, is Framer. You can do really awesome websites with animations, and you can really let your creativity free without knowing how to code. And this is both a web app and a desktop app. And on top of that, it's not that expensive, especially, if you just need either like, a one pager, or if you need, something with like, CMS, it's not that expensive. You can see it's, $15 per month if you're paying yearly. Now, this last one is Webflow. It's my personal tool of choice. It is a really powerful platform that allows you to use modern web technologies to build your website without knowing how to code. Now, the caveat to that is that you will have to learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because Webflow follows the web standards for building websites. But if you're willing to put in that work, and you're willing to just learn a little bit here and there, you can really do some awesome things. And as you can see here, there are a lot of big name companies that trust Webflow for their website needs. So that was really quickly on some options that you can use to showcase your work. Now, what you choose depends on, what you feel comfortable with, or, how you're trying to start out. So, if you have any questions about, these platforms or what may be right for you, just kind of feel free to reach out and ask. I or Nina would definitely be glad to help you. So at this time, I will open up the floor for any questions that anyone may have. Nina, do we have any questions from the chat? All right, I'll give people a couple minutes in case they do have any questions. What about you, Nina? Do you have any questions? That they cannot hear you. That is strange. Allow me to then check the audio on this. All right, Nina, could you try to speak again? That is strange. So allow me to see what could be the issue. Because I can hear you very clearly. Let me see what the chat's saying. No voice from her side. Hmm. You aren't audible. Okay. That is very strange. Is this for everybody in the chat? Mm, yeah, but the sound is already it should be sharing right now. So I do not know uh why that we cannot hear you. Sure. Yes, no problem. So, everyone, I want to thank you for one, being patient with us. This is sort of our first event together. And thank you for listening to my presentation. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to us. Um, I will include both of our socials in the uploaded version of this presentation to YouTube. So you'll be able to reach out to us on social media. I'm pretty sure some of you know Nina from campus. So once again, thank you all very much for coming today. And we hope that you really got some value out of this, that you really learned something that you can take and now build yourself a winning portfolio. Have a great evening, everyone.